This is Chris Ferrara for the Fatima Center. We're here in Moscow for an historic conference, something Father Gruner hoped to achieve, and we have achieved in carrying on his legacy. I am here as both a speaker and an MC. My own speech will address the centrality of Russia in the Fatima prophecies, and therefore not only in historical events, but in salvation history itself. Heaven has ordained that Russia will be a kind of vessel of election, such that the consecration of Russia to the Immaculate Heart of Mary will bring about the conversion of that nation, and with it the reconversion of a Western world which right now is heading toward the abyss, both morally, politically, economically, and otherwise. We're looking at the makings of a true apocalypse in this civilization of ours, which is now in rebellion against the divine and natural law. The message of Fatima is about the reconversion of men in rebellion against God, beginning in the place where that rebellion began, here in Russia in 1917 during the Bolshevik Revolution. As Our Lady prophesied at Fatima, Russia would spread its errors, meaning not the Russian people, but the communists conducting their revolution, throughout the world. And in Russia, we see, first of all, the legalization of abortion and the legalization of no-fault divorce, and numerous ideological errors, including state secularity, the separation of church and state, and so forth, spreading throughout the world, as indeed they had been spreading since the time of the so-called Enlightenment. But Russia was the instrument for the radical change in Europe, which contributed to the downfall of what was once Christendom. And the message of Fatima is all about a restoration of the Christian Commonwealth, and indeed specifically Catholic social order, in the Europe that was Christendom. It will be, as Antonio Sochi said, a miraculous transformation, a kind of overthrow of the mentality dominating modernity, and a victory for the Church even greater than the victory of Our Lady during the Battle of Lepanto. From Moscow, this is Chris Ferrara for the Fatima Center.